On that same day, two of Jesus' followers went to a village called Emmaus. And as they walked along, they were talking about all these things that had happened. As they were talking and discussing, Jesus himself came near and began walking with them, but their eyes were kept from recognizing him. Jesus said to them, "What are you talking about as you're walking along here?" They stood still, looking sad. Then one of them, named Cleopas, answered. He said, "Well, you must be the only stranger in Jerusalem who has not heard about all these things that have taken place in these last few days." Jesus said, "What things?" Cleopas answered, "The things about Jesus of Nazareth. He was a mighty prophet in word and deed before God and before all people. But our chief priests and religious leaders handed him over to be condemned to death. And they crucified him. But see, we thought that he would be the one to redeem Israel. All this happened 3 days ago. Well, besides all this, some of the women in our group went out to the tomb early this morning and they found the body missing. They told us that they had seen a vision of angels who said that Jesus is alive." Well, then two of our men went to the tomb and they found it just as the women had told them, but they did not see him. Well, then Jesus said, how foolish you are, and how slow of heart you are to believe all that the prophets have declared. Was it not necessary for Messiah to suffer all these things before entering into his glory? Then, beginning with Moses and all the prophets, Jesus interpreted everything about himself that is told in all of Scripture. Well, then as they came to the village of Emmaus, Jesus walked on as if he was going further ahead. But they said to him, "Look, stay the night. It's late. Just stay with us." And so Jesus went in and he stayed with them. And while he was at the table with them, he took bread, he blessed it, he broke it, and he gave it to them. And suddenly, their eyes were opened, and they recognized him, and immediately he vanished from their sight. They began to say to one another, "Were not our hearts burning within us while he was talking to us on the road and explaining all the scriptures to us. Well, within that hour, they got up and they went back to Jerusalem, and they found the 11 and the others who were gathered there, and they all said, "It's true. It's true. The Lord is risen indeed. He has appeared to Simon." And then the two from Emmaus told their story of how Jesus appeared to them on the road to Emmaus, and of how he made himself known in the breaking of the bread.